Okay, this is the American Contractor. Today's May the 30th, 2017. It's a great article here. Washington Times. Iranian-backed forces amassing near U.S. training base in Syria. Now, I already told you in a video yesterday that Al-Tanf is a U.S., American, British, UK base. They probably have some French special forces there and maybe some Netherlands special forces training, doing some training there and training some, some folks. Now, you have Iranian, like I told you in the last video, you have Iranian militias, Hezbollah, terrorist organization. It's a fact. It's not me saying it. It's the Arab League saying it in the West. Anyways, they are being replaced right now by Lebanese army soldiers. The Hezbollah people are. So let's read this article and see what's going on. Like I said, this is published May 30th, which is Tuesday, which is today. Hundreds of Iranian-backed militiamen fighting alongside government troops loyal to the Syrian President Assad are amassing near U.S. training base located near the country's border with Iraq. They make it sound like there's a bunch of Hezbollah fighters. All they are is a bunch of ragtag group, probably augmenting the Syrian army, which is more of a professional army than Hezbollah. Sorry to disappoint you guys, but it's a fact. Pro-Assad fighters, supported by Tehran, have begun conducting patrols near the southern Syrian town of Al-Tanf, which is home to a U.S. training camp for moderate Syrian militias, battling the Islamic State, said the Pentagon spokesman Captain Jeff Davis. American commanders and their Russian counterparts deployed to Syria in support of the Assad regime have designated Al-Tanf and the surrounding areas as a deconfliction zone, which bars any interference by any outside forces of coalition operations within the area. So Hezbollah would be outside the coalition areas, with the part of the deconfliction zone. So they'd be in the right. So if they get attacked by the U.S. coalition forces, according to the Russians, they'd be in the rights. So we'll see what happens. Quote, "We continue to see massive forces, and we are concerned about that," Captain Davis said, told reporters at the Pentagon Tuesday. "These patrols are unacceptable and threaten coalition forces operating within the deconfliction zones," he said, adding that the American forces would defend themselves should regime troops attempt to breach the zone. American coalition aircraft have dropped leaflets into regime positions near Al-Tanf in effort to encourage these forces to cease the patrols and move away from the zone, the Captain Davis said. His comments came amid reports that U.S. weapons and vehicles have been shipped to Syrian Kurds as part of a plan authorized by President Trump to overtly supply U.S. heavy weapons, artillery, and tactical vehicles to Kurdish. Let's read some more here. The Kurdish paramilitaries under the U.S.-backed umbrellas of several Kurdish and Arab paramilitary groups, known as the Syrian Democratic Forces, the SDF, received shipments of small arms and vehicles over the last 24 hours. So they get ready to have, heavy up-armored vehicles, probably most likely Humvees, small arms, probably up to the 7.62 round or the 5.56 easily, and probably some 9mm pistol ammo. Among the recipients of these weapons deliveries are members of the Kurdish Republic Protection Units, YPG. The group, which is the key member of the SDF, is the armed wing of the Kurdish Workers' Party, or PKK. The group is responsible for numerous bombings and attacks inside Turkey, prompting Ankara to label the PKK as a terrorist organization. They're not very popular. PKK is not real popular in Turkey, but they're doing a good job for right now in Syria for what we're trying to accomplish. They're trying to, move the mission forward. Great. Early in this month, American fighters launched airstrike against a convoy of Iranian paramilitaries. That happened on May 18th, who attempted to enter the deconfliction zone at Tanf. It was the first U.S. airstrike in Syria, explicitly targeting forces loyal to the Assad regime. So it's a warning. We already did it once on May 18th. We destroyed their vehicles We killed a few people, wounded a few people, but we warned them, and the United States warned them, get back away from our base. This is the deconfliction zone. There's a boundary zone. This is the red zone. You get out of this area, or we're going to stop engaging you with the most powerful weapons you ever seen on Earth. They didn't listen. So initially, U.S. forces identified the convoys belonged to the Syrian military. A day later, Defense Secretary James Mattis confirmed the target of the airstrike to be Iranian-directed troops during a May 19th press conference. So Tehran is trying to use their forces. They're Hezbollah. That's a proxy little militia army. Terrorist group, Hezbollah. In the end, U.S. fighters are forced to engage the Iranian force by launching airstrikes against the convoy. Captain Davis on Tuesday declined to comment on whether roving patrols near Al Tanif were either directed by elements of Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, which is the commander is Qasem al-Soleimani. I think he's a 2-star now. He might have been promoted to a 3-star, don't know yet. But I'm hearing rumors he's been promoted. Whether they were affiliated with Hezbollah, the terrorist organized sponsored by Tehran. Both organizations have fought alongside regime forces to retake territory from rebel groups battling to overthrow the regime for the last 6 years. Earlier this year, with the support of the blistering Russian aerial assault, Iranian and regime forces were able to retake the rebel stronghold of Aleppo, which had been under opposition control for 4 years. Tehran's interference in Syria and the support from the Assad regime has only served to extend the country's bloody civil war, Mr. Mattis said earlier this month. That is Mr. Mattis, if you didn't know that, if you're listening, Mr. Mattis is the Secretary of Defense for the United States. The Iran's activities have not been helpful, extending a war that should have been done years ago. So Mattis is saying that Iranians have been involved in the Syria war, that it's extended for several years when it shouldn't have, thanks to Iran. Thanks to the terrorist organizations that are supported by Iran, which is Hezbollah. It's not me saying it, it's the Arab League saying it, and the West. If you like this channel, go ahead and subscribe. Let's subscribe. Let's show Google that I'm still being censored by Google. I don't care, but let's get the word out. Like this channel, like this video, give me some thumbs ups. I like the comments. The last video, they kind of some of them make me laugh, but hey, I make comments too, and this try to keep you informed of what's going on in Syria. And thank you for watching.